Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with this week's NXT right here on WWE 2k17 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. This is the final show before the Payback pay-per-view, but it is an episode of NXT. And this week on NXT, Alexa Bliss, she's back in NXT. She goes one-on-one with Asuka, who sent a big message to the champion last week. Can she send another one with a win here tonight? Tommy End makes his NXT debut. He's up against No Way Jose. That should be a good contest and a good challenge for Tommy End. Tag team action here as DIY go up against TM61. Now, this could have been the matchup that we may have seen at the recent Takeover special, but instead it was the Authors of Pain versus DIY. What would have happened if it was TM61 instead of the Authors? In our main event, Roderick Strong goes one-on-one with Eric Young, who will have Nikki Cross in his corner from Sanity. Strong gets a chance to showcase his skills alongside Eric Young, who will get the big win. Bliss versus Asuka. It is going to be Asuka with the victory over Bliss. Tommy End versus No Way Jose. It's Tommy End starting off his NXT career with a big win. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tag team action here on NXT. And it's going to be none other than the team of DIY versus TM61, the former NXT Tag Team Champions, in action against TM61, who could have been the two men to face DIY at the recent Takeover special. So how would things went down? Would have been different. Would DIY still be champions? We'll find out how that would have went down instead. But of course, the Authors of Pain did win that match over TM61, becoming the #1 contenders, and went on to defeat DIY later in the night for those Tag Team Championships, and starting off their title reign with a bang. Impressive, no doubt about that. So here comes DIY's opponents. Shane Thorne, Nick Miller, TM61, the Australian Tag Team, coming so close to winning at Takeover. They could have been NXT Tag Team Champions, but they missed out. Now is their chance to get a little bit of redemption, a little bit of, well, I guess we could say payback themselves here tonight. Of course, speaking of payback, live this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. UK time. Check the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for more details there. And of course, check the website as well for more about the new salary caps between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Raw and SmackDown's current rosters have been revealed, and the website has also been updated with their updated rosters and contracts on those pages. So check those out. And NXT's update will be coming in the next few days. So keep an eye on that. There is plenty happening on the website. Make sure you do not miss any of it. TM61 here against DIY. Johnny Gargano up against Shane Thorne to start things off here, as Thorne looking perhaps go over the top of the rope. Here comes Thorne. Wanted to drop the elbow with that springboard, but he couldn't quite connect as Gargano up to his feet and able to avoid. Follows up with a knee as well. So DIY, it's been a tough couple of weeks for them. Losing those tag team titles would have been very frustrating for them. They've been a very impressive team. We know how good they've been, but when you come up against two men the size of the Authors of Pain, led by Paul Ellering, it's nearly impossible to beat them. And I don't know who will beat them, but DIY will have a rematch down the line. This is a perfect chance to come up against arguably the next best team in NXT in TM61. And this is a bit of a match to prove that DIY is still the team to beat, despite losing those tag titles. It's the chance for them to get the confidence back and get the wins coming back in and beat one of the best teams here in NXT. This is the challenge right now for DIY. Shane Thorne right now is down, but he's going to try and get back to his feet. And he does so. So, of course, for DIY, if they miss out again in their future rematch against the Authors of Pain, there's a lot of teams coming through. We know the Revival still want to get those tag titles around their waists, and we're hearing rumors that more tag teams are in the process of being signed here to NXT, and we could be seeing some fresh faces coming along to NXT. And of course, we know Sanity as well. We're going to see Eric Young later on. His group is definitely in the tag team title hunt, as they're going to look to start to build some experience as a unit in the near future. So that is something to definitely look out for as well. So there is teams coming through and all wanting that chance for those tag team titles. So if DIY misses out tonight and misses out in the future, their chances could be very limited, and they could go to the back of the line And that's where you do not want to be when there's a lot of upcoming tag teams coming through, all wanting that one opportunity, all wanting that same prize. Gargano right now off the top. This time the elbow connects off the top of the rope. It's Gargano, though, as he strikes there on Nick Miller, who gets back to his feet, though. There's Miller and has a chance to try and get a tag, I would say. Get Thorne back in there. Gargano, though, is going to shut that down. And it takes him down again as Miller. So back and forth between the two. This time Miller now into the corner thanks to Gargano. And now Johnny wrestling, as they call it, and going to look to line up Miller with a DDT off the second turnbuckle. And Miller is down as Tommaso Ciampa re-enters this matchup. DIY looking pretty good early on in this matchup and starting to get on top of TM61. And there's another example of it right now. Hook in the leg. Ciampa thinks he may have him, but he can't quite get the win. But certainly Nick Miller is in some trouble. He's going to try and get to that corner ASAP. Here comes Miller, though! Met with a reversal there by Ciampa and strikes with a DDT. So these two fan favorite tag teams battling out here tonight as there comes this discount lariat. Spinning and striking there does Ciampa, and now looks to put Miller away. Ciampa now has the hold of him, gets him up. Trouble now for Miller. Oh yes, the double knees into the back, and that is it for Miller. Nick Miller is out. Thorne's going to get there quickly or it's going to be over, and he does. Ciampa thought he had him beat, but he just couldn't quite put him away thanks to Shane Thorne breaking things up. Well, generally when Ciampa hits Project Ciampa, it is all over. But Thorne realized that it was potentially going to be over. He saves the day. Miller's out of there. Thorne's back in, and that's exactly what TM61 needed. Otherwise, this one would have ended pretty quickly. Nick Miller was just in some real trouble. Gargano might be about to re-enter himself. He does, as Ciampa gets the tag, and Johnny's back in as now the back rake. And oh, it's like Ciampa caught a bit of a misfire there, and in a bit of a crossfire as Gargano's gone after Thorne, and Ciampa goes down, but he looks to be okay. Back to his feet as Thorne this time counters back with a DDT, looks to strike away and continue the offense. So perhaps the winning team here will get themselves a chance at the Authors of Pain down the line. Obviously, DIY has that rematch clause, but if TM61 can beat DIY tonight, no doubt about it, their names will be right there to take on the Authors of Pain next, and that's exactly what they'll be looking for in the future. They want that opportunity to come against the Authors of Pain again. They missed out at Takeover. It was a tough matchup, we know that, but that experience will help them, and a win against DIY tonight immediately propels them back in the title picture. That's where they need to be. That's where they want to be. TM61 now looking to get on top of DIY thanks to Shane Thorne, who's got Gargano in the corner. What is Thorne thinking? Launching himself into the corner, cannonballing into the corner there. And now Johnny's in trouble. Gargano, though, able to counter, and that's a big counter. It looks as though Thorne was looking for something big, and now Gargano drops the knee right into the guts of Shane Thorne. And now Thorne all of a sudden going for perhaps nearly having a chance to put this one away. And now he's back trying to get himself in this match again. Gargano now is going to look to wear on this knee of Thorne, trying to keep him grounded. It wouldn't be such a bad idea, I think, to reintroduce Nick Miller to this match if you're DIY, because Miller really struggled in my opinion. And Thorne could really use a tag here for a fresh partner, but Nick Miller, I think he's a bit of a liability at this point. He had a rough time in the early stages of it, so tagging him back in could be a big risk. Gargano now looking to put Thorne away with a submission. Nick Miller, though, he's not even coming in to help out. Now he's coming, but Ciampa's right there to break things, to stop him from getting there, but looks as though, no, Ciampa gets a hold of him again. But meanwhile, Thorne's going to break free of the hold. He gets there. So Nick Miller was just off with the fairies there. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He had a chance to get in there, break things up, and save the day for his partner, who was in a really bad predicament. That's a tough submission to be in. And obviously, Gargano was able to get that submission on for a long period of time. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the body of Thorn. And now all of a sudden you can see Thorn just moving a little slowly here. Nothing wrong with that drop kick though. But Nick Miller really messing up there, and that's a big mistake. Now Miller has to try and rectify it. He's back in the matchup. We spoke about it a moment ago. Is Nick Miller a bit of a liability, judging from his first stint? Well, Thorn's got no choice now. He was in that submission far too long. He can't keep going. He needs a rest. He needs his fresh partner in there. And Nick Miller, liability or not, he's got to go in there and get it done now. He's got to go in there and undo the wrong. He's in the corner though. Gargano, this is trouble for Miller. Nick's in trouble. Gargano's got him up and spears him right into the corner. Throws him in there like a javelin, and he has struck that corner. And now the submission in again. This time Miller's in trouble. Gargano though. Oh, maybe the hold was slippy. Maybe he felt as though he wasn't going to get the win, but Johnny decided to let it go, and now Miller's going to make him pay. So Nick Miller maybe dodged a bullet, used one of his lives there, and he gets another chance. Gets to continue here, gets a chance to load up the save file, have a round two, and that's something that Miller definitely needs right now. Is Miller though strikes with that shoulder right into the guts of Gargano as he launched him down, and now Miller could be about to have a bit of a comeback here. Well, Nick Miller into the cover, hooks that leg, and now could have it here, but no, Gargano able to kick out. Champ was there anyways, I think, to break things up just in case Warren was not going to get to him. So Miller has gone from being in a really bad way to a small mistake by Gargano could have cost him here. Now the reversal there of that Bulldog. But you can see Nick Miller hasn't got anything in the tank to get back to his feet and capitalize. And now the arm is being worked on by Gargano. Into the submission again. A bit of a Kimura lock here by Gargano. More pressure on the arm of Miller. Nick Miller is in a bad way. Gargano is getting the better of him. Thorn, though, he had a rough time recently as well. There's a big super kick on the button there. Miller's down. Thorn's in a bad way. TM61 in massive trouble. And Gargano is doing all the work here. This has been impressive by Johnny Wrestling. Now looking to perhaps spear Miller in the corner again into the second turnbuckle. Just drives him head first into it. Bounces off, and he will be dazzled and dazed. He has no idea what is going on. He's trying to get back to his feet. Johnny's right there to try and put him away, but and for the right hand, Miller able to counter though, but can't capitalize as Gargano counters back himself. Nick Miller, can he survive? That's really all it is. Can he just somehow find a way to get a tag and stay in this one? Scoop slam. Now Miller feels as though he's got something in the tank here. Got something up the bag of tricks, going for something big. Went for the right hand. Gargano, though, countering himself. And now Johnny's got a hold of him. Hits the elbow, and now the big shot right to the gut. Johnny Gargano has a chance to put him away. He's got him up. Look out. Sit out powerbomb. Shoulders still down. Legs are hooked. Big pressure on the shoulders of Miller, but he'll get the shoulder up and a near fall of the counter too. Well, excellent cover there by Johnny Gargano. Just what he needed. Put the pressure right on the shoulders with those legs. Really in a bad way to try and kick out. But now Miller fighting back with a spine buster. Well, just like that, we've seen Nick Miller back in it. Gets the tag, and what a tag it is. Just when you thought Gargano was going to put this one away, Nick Miller gets the tag to his partner, and they're back in it. Thorn, he wanted to go over the top of those ropes, but Gargano is not even getting close to his feet, so Thorn has to go back to a different strategy. Maybe a bit of cat and mouse here, perhaps, by Johnny. I'm not sure. Into the cover now. Could be here. Ciampa got there, but I think Johnny was going to kick out regardless. Now wraps those legs around and going to put the pressure back on Johnny Gargano, but it's not going to work out. Gargano now, look out, has got a hold of him from behind. Oh, puts him right down. And Thorn is out. Gargano, DIY. Have they put TM61 away? They have. Huge win tonight for DIY. Well, DIY gets it done. Gargano earlier in the match with multiple Gargano escapes, but somehow TM61 found a way to stay in it. The damage had been dealt though. They just didn't really recover from it. Gets back in there and just slams and drives Thorne to the mat. And Shane Thorne had nothing left. It was a desperation tag by Miller. Thorne was really not ready to get back in there. And that is a tough break for TM61 tonight. They just weren't good enough. DIY were at their absolute best. And hey, look, if there's a rematch coming soon, DIY, I think, are ready. They suffered a big loss, there's no doubt about that, but when you get a big win like that back and you start to get the confidence going again, anything can happen. And obviously, the Authors of Pain, they are at their best as well, so it's going to be a true battle to see who is the best team. At the moment, the Authors of Pain, they have the goal to represent that, but DIY, we know they're good. We know they can get it done. So we'll see how they fare in the near future. It's a big win from them tonight regardless. These two men continue the celebrations, and why not? They deserve it. And whoa, wait a second, from behind! Authors of Pain from behind! Akam and Razar from behind, and they're beating the hell out of DIY. The celebration cut short, and the Authors of Pain send one more big message to DIY. Well, there is Elias Sampson, one of the new signings here to NXT, finalizing the contract there with Shawn Michaels, and the discussions are just about over. Sampson coming to NXT in the near future. A free agent finally finding a home here in NXT. Well, tonight it is your main event, and it will feature one of the newest members of the NXT roster. There's plenty of them, but this may be one of the absolute best. It's Roderick Strong against Eric Young, and it takes place here tonight at NXT. Strong gets a chance to prove that he is ready for NXT competition, and in fact, he could be a contender for that NXT Championship down the line. Oh, a big opportunity for Strong here tonight to prove himself and prove that he's ready to go. Well, his opponent tonight, well, he's a man I don't think you really want to mess with. His group, Sanity, they are insane. They are a group of outlaws coming together, looking to take over NXT. Nikki Cross is one of them with Eric Young tonight. We've seen Sawyer Fulton. We've been told there is more of them coming. So Sanity looking to stamp their authority and make their mark here in NXT with their leader Eric Young in action here tonight against Roderick Strong. Well, Eric Young will definitely be feeling the pressure. When you are the leader of a group, you've got to lead by example. And Eric Young, this is really one of our first chances to get a bit of a look at him. We saw a little bit of him before NXT went off the air back in Season 3. And, you know, he showed us some signs that he definitely could compete for that NXT Championship one day. But he's got a little bit more to do just yet. We didn't see that much of him. Now it's a chance to see Eric Young. He's got a new group of Sanity alongside of him, and I'm sure we're going to learn more about this group in the coming weeks. But Eric Young, the leader of the group, needs to get this win tonight and set the standards for Sanity and start things off right. Roderick Strong, though, competed in the independents for a long time, finally makes his way to WWE here in NXT. And he's looking to prove himself on the big stage. This is his opportunity. Eric Young is a veteran himself. Competed all around the world as well. And now he's got a group of lunatics, to be honest, with him. And they're looking to take over themselves. As Young got the top turnbuckle. The padding there has been taken off. And there's a big power slam there by Roderick Strong. So a good start here by Strong as he looks to get this big win to start his career off in the right way. I've seen him in a couple of matches thus far in NXT, but the first time we get a closer look of him, and as well as that, of course, Eric Young. We know Bobby Roode successfully defended against Kurt Angle in an absolute epic classic matchup at the recent Takeover special. Now the question is, who's next? Who's the next man to step up to take on Roode? These two men want to be that next man. Ty Dillinger, of course, Andrade Cien Almas as well. But of course, the man who's probably stepped up and got right in the face of Bobby Roode and basically I think has kind of shown the most intent to come up to that championship is Cassius Ohno. So now we've got a big challenge for Shawn Michaels, our general manager, to sort out who's going to be the next man. And 5 really good contenders there, all in the bag, and there's probably more if we really want to look even further, but we need to find just one, and that's going to be a challenge in itself. Meanwhile, Eric Young has Strong up. No, counter there by Strong, and now the reverse DDT there by Roderick Strong. So Roderick looking pretty good here as he gets swept off his feet though by Young. So a number of top contenders here in NXT, and maybe we might be able to eliminate one of them from the race here tonight. Who will it be? Will it be Strong or Young? Probably going to be missing out on an opportunity, because maybe we might see that, a fatal 4-way or a triple threat or something like that, to crown the next contender. There's not a takeover special for a while, so we perhaps will see that championship defended in the coming weeks of NXT. Covered now by Young. Can't get it as a kick out there by Strong. Eric Young now wants him to get back to his feet. Begging him indeed. Wants him up. Strong though rolls out of the way. Look out. Oh, gets met with a clothesline. Eric Young is down. Strong with a nice clothesline. It's back and forth between the two right now as Young with a strike to the midsection. Gets him up, looking to put him away. Drives the knee into the backside and the kidney region as well of Roderick Strong. But Young failing to capitalize here, just struggling a little bit on one knee. Hasn't been the best of matches thus far for Eric Young, but we know he's good. We know he can come back from it as he gets taken off his feet with a single leg takedown there by Roderick Strong. And these are the matches you need to win the most. It's a showcase match between two of the newest members of NXT, and this is the best opportunity you can get to show the entire locker room what you are all about and just how good you are. As now Strong has Young up. Look out. Double knees into that gutbuster there on Young. Strong again. Oh, this time Young, though, able to counter. He saw it coming. And that's a big miss there by Strong, and perhaps a saving of the day by Eric Young. Saves himself from perhaps losing this match right here, right there. And now he's got him, those arms looked out. He's going to get that underhook suplex. Instead, he hits the knee and turns it into a backbreaker. And Roderick Strong now down on one knee. So the toll of this match already starting to show on both men. Giving it their all, looking for this big win. A win that could set them up in the future for a future title opportunity. That's what's on the line here. That's as big as it gets for both of these men here. Strong at the moment has the upper hand as he now leaves the ring. And I'm not sure what his plans were. I don't even think he did. He had no idea what the hell he was doing. He decides to get back in there. Instead, he's going to go for this. Roderick Strong has a hold of Young. And oh, what about that? He hits the knees into the back of Young, and that is it. Surely that's going to be it for Strong. Young, the pressure's on, but he gets the shoulder up. So there you go. Just when you thought Strong perhaps had Young beat, Eric Young showing us what he's all about with a huge kick out there. Both those knees drilled into the back of Young. No surprise, he's not really moving all that much. His back must be in excruciating pain, but still had enough energy to kick out at 2. Strong now, Insecurity. Eric Young on those knees. A kneeling Insecurity by Strong. Right hand there to Young. And now, oh, this time, there is the knees into the back of Young again. That's really going to test him. And now Roderick Strong. Oh, I thought he was going for death by Roderick. Instead, Young finds a DDT. Can Eric Young steal it from Strong? Roderick Strong in trouble. He's going to find something. Suplex, bridges through. Kept those shoulders down, and I thought that could have been it. He wanted to bridge through, but he was so close to the ropes, he probably would have had his own feet or on or underneath the ropes, but instead, Young was able to get his hand underneath the bottom of the rope and force the break now. Jumping Insecurity there by Strong. What can he do now? Roderick Strong trying to find that next move. What does he do here? How does he beat Eric Young from here? Grabs a hold of him now. Roderick Strong, hang on, has him up, and death by Roderick. That double knee Gutbuster, and Eric Young. Unfortunately, tonight was not his night. Roderick Strong picks up the win and perhaps will catapult him into the title picture here on NXT. Well, he's come from the independents. He's got a bit of a name to him. Everyone has expected great things from him, and he started off his NXT career with a bang. A huge win over Eric Young tonight. A couple of wins to his name now. Momentum is building. Roderick Strong is coming for that championship. A very, very good win tonight for Strong. And this could be the start of something special for Roderick. If he can keep this momentum going, he will be very, very tough to beat in the future. Eric Young, though, very, very good himself tonight, but he just came up against a very, very good opponent of Roderick Strong, who wanted it just that little bit more. Impressive by Strong tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do us for tonight's episode of NXT. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe to see more episodes, including the upcoming Payback pay-per-view coming up this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. UK time, live on BrendenPlayz on YouTube and Twitch, and of course available once the stream is over to watch at any time, any place on YouTube. Once again, check out the website BrendenPlayz.com for all of the brand new salary cap discussion and continue the discussion over on the forums at BrendenPlayz.com/forums. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like. Leave it right now. Right now, click that like button for me, and I'll see you next time.